live once again. Okay, so as usual, waiting for people to connect. I connected a little bit earlier because I wanted you guys to be all warmed up for tonight's guest. So let me check and see if you guys are connecting. Okay, I see some people. All right, cool. So people connecting right now, hang in there. Don't go anywhere because my guest is coming really soon. Enzo, ciao. In the meantime, just say hi, say hello, and let me know where you guys are connecting from. I'm going to say it in Italian right now as well. Per chi parla italiano, rimanete lì. Ditemi da dove venite, salutiamoci perché il mio ospite sta arrivando a momenti. So my guest is coming really soon. As I already announced, it's The Voice Sweden 2012. Ulf Nilsson. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. And he is connecting, of course, from Sweden. We're gonna talk anything music related. You guys can ask some questions, okay? And so definitely it would be cool, a cool chat about music, about The Voice, about different stuff in the music business and the music, everything that goes on in Sweden right now. And it's gonna be fun. So please don't go anywhere because I really don't want you guys to miss it. I see people connecting from the US. Hello US. Where are you guys connecting from? Let me know. I'm just waving to all of you, or at least all of you that I see. My guest will be coming at 9 p.m. Central European time. So in a little bit, I don't have my watch here. I stopped using my watch, I don't want to say like 10 years ago, but almost 10 years ago. So, and in the meantime, if you have some questions for me, or if you have some questions for Ulf later, just please, there's a box, so write it in the comment and I'll make sure that I ask him, or we can ask him later together. If you stay till the end, I might even call one of you to join the conversation with myself and Ulf. So if you guys want, but you gotta stay till the end, because that's when the best stuff happens somehow, it really is, because it's, I don't know, I guess, with the chat, like, you're more relaxed. That's when the magic happens in a way. So where you guys are from? So for those connecting right now, where are you guys from? Let me know. Let me know if you're in the US. Let me know if you're in South America, Canada, Europe, or the part of the world that you're in. I'm in Italy right now. I've been in Italy since the beginning of this whole pandemic. It's been crazy, to say the least. So I see people connecting. Hello, Linda. Linda is here. People that follow my profile already saw that I had a chat with Linda a few weeks ago as well. So they already know Linda. She's an amazing singer-songwriter from Sweden. Yes, she's from Sweden. And we said it at the same time, Linda. This is another one of, the connections and stuff, thinking of the same thing simultaneously. And so, just, chit-chatting. Annette is from Sweden as well. I see people from Sweden. Probably they're waiting for Ulf to connect, saying hi to Matt. Hi to Tim. Hello, Fernando. Rage Chaos. Hello, John. Hello, Robert. There's a Queen Mania fan page connected as well. Ciao, Luca. Steve. Hello. Javier. Hello, Danny. I cannot really say hi to all of you because I'm getting lost. I'm just trying to follow your messages. And again, let me know if you have some questions. Write them in the box here. There's a bar underneath, or there's also like a public question. I believe it's like a question mark that you can push and add your question, but I wouldn't bet on that because I've never used it myself. So I've been talking a lot today. I was on Clubhouse earlier. For those who are on Clubhouse, some people love it, some people hate it. It's addictive in a way, but now I have like a show every day, Monday to Friday. It's not like really my show because I do something more like twice or three times a month. But I'm a co-host reading the news of the music business. So that's what I'm doing, like 1 hour each afternoon. See more people connecting. And I'm telling everyone connecting, stay right there. Don't go anywhere because our guest is coming. He won The Voice in Sweden. He's a great singer-songwriter himself in his own right, and his name is Ulf Nilsson, and he's going to be joining really, really, really soon. So don't go anywhere if you want to hear some stories from him, and also if you want to chat about music, ask questions, music related or any other type of questions. If we don't like the questions, we're not going to answer. So if you have questions for him, write them in the box. If you have questions for me, write them in the box. If you don't have any question and you just want to sit back, relax, grab a beer, grab a glass of wine. Well, I don't know if it's morning where you're at, maybe it's not such a great idea, but if you're towards the evening, that would be something, cool to do. Just grab a beer, grab a glass of wine, relax, chill out with us. Don't watch TV because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, TV these days. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, I went through pretty much all of the series that I can think of on Netflix and Prime and God knows what else. So saying hi to a bunch of you guys. I'm trying in the meantime to see, I'm not seeing Ulf connecting. Whenever he feeds online, whenever he wants to connect, yay, I see him now. So waiting for Ulf to yes, here it is. So without further ado, here it is, Ulf Nilsson. Let's see. Here it is. Hey.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. How are you?
I'm doing good. And you, Steve bene?
I'm bene. I'm good. I'm good.
Sempre bene. Naturalmente sempre bene. Can you see me?
So yes, it's always it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Do I see someone like talking in the back?
I'm sorry?
I see some. Oh no, there's probably some reverb or something.
Can you hear me now? Does it sound strange or?
Yeah. So you're good. How's the weather in Sweden now?
Today has been quite crazy. It's been like we used to say we have like April's weather in April, but we have it in March. So it's been raining and snowing, and then it'll be 7 degree plus sunshine, and then it's been raining and snowing again, and then it'll be sunshine all day long.
So you still have snow right now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's great in May because I'm coming to Sweden.
Yeah.
So a little bird told you.
Yeah, a little bird told me. Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, and I see people connecting. So I'm saying hi to everyone. I'm just trying to, wave to all the people connecting. And again, for those connecting just now, you can ask Ulf and myself some questions. And if we like them, we're going to answer. How about that?
Yeah.
So anything music related, but also non-music related. And we'll see. Again, if we like it, we're going to answer. If we don't, we're not. I mean, one afternoon I was connecting with one of my friends. He's a singer as well, and they said like, "Show me your boobs," but they didn't say like me or him. So in the end, that was him.
Yeah.
Him,
Yeah.
That's what
I'll
happens.
show my boobs.
Yeah, exactly. So in case someone is gonna write something about the boobs, you guys are gonna see oops, just saying that.
Yeah,
So, but
not a
more,
pretty sight.
but more, it depends. You know, I have some girls here, they might find it interesting. So talking about music, let's go with a question that I'm sure no one asked you before. How was the voice? You know, when you participated and won, no one asked you, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, I never got that question before. Um, um, well, it was totally absurd because I wasn't supposed to join the contest from the start, but I actually I actually said no 3 or 4 times when they called me to do the audition. The production team called me and asked me if I wanted to do the audition, and I turned them down a couple of times because I didn't want to be on a music competition. But then my wife, yeah, Linda, you know her, she told me that you can't just sit here at home on the couch and sing to nobody. Get your ass out of the apartment and go search, go do the audition. So I did, and it turned out great. And the finale was it was like I can't even remember it, but I remember winning, but a lot of it is quite blurry because I was really fucking nervous.
Well, yeah, I bet.
Nervous.
So, and probably a little bit surreal sometimes.
Surreal, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember the first time I was on the. I don't know if it is the same in Italy, but the first we had like we went into a boxing ring. Do you have it?
Yeah, we do have something. So it changes every year, but we do have
Yeah.
that one.
So I had to face a guy in a boxing ring and just like have a sing off. It was really weird. I was so nervous. I felt on my knees before I got on stage. Yeah, I fell to the floor. I was just like, fuck, I'm not gonna make this. It was it was crazy. So even the camera crew left me alone. You know, otherwise the reporters, the camera crew is always there. Ah, something juicy is happening. We have to film this. Well, they took one look at me and saw like, no, we gotta leave him alone. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. And looking back on it, like, would you do it? You won, so it's like, but would you do it again?
No,
No.
no,
Interesting.
never. It was fun. It's a nice experience, and of course, I'm glad I won. But no, I think it's. I don't know. I have nothing against it, but I would not do it again if I'd done it. Yeah, if you erase my memory, I would probably do it again, but I would not do it a second time.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. So,
But you're a singer. Have you been on any singing contests?
me.
Yeah.
The story about me singing, and Linda knows, like, it's so fucking, like, me singing professionally, let's talk professionally, it's
Hmm.
so fucking weird because I was doing some singing. I took some vocal lessons, and
Yeah.
I've always sang since I was a kid, but I never wanted to perform.
All
That's
right. You
my
just wanted to sing.
I just wanted to sing for myself, but I never
Yeah.
wanted to perform. I was this super shy kid, and also my grandparents wanted me to take piano lessons, but I didn't want it. I didn't do it in the end. They
Yeah.
saw some musicality in me because also I did dance classes, but for me, performing with my voice was an issue. And then I changed, I guess. But then, so I just started singing and taking singing classes for myself. A friend of mine signed me on a competition, but this was like a local competition. But it was
Yeah.
like a big local competition with 1,500 people, like
Whoa.
1,500 people at the performing in front of them. And I sang a cover, "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion.
All right.
Yeah,
Pick
that
the easy one. Yeah.
pick something easy, you know. I didn't
Yeah.
know what to pick, so I just like, okay, this I know by heart because I went there totally unprepared, and I sang there. Of course, I probably ended up being the last competition. I was bad.
All
I had
right.
no training, and saying, I was singing a song that's pretty difficult, but that didn't discourage me. And I was like, you know what? It's not that bad singing in front of the audience. I know I sucked, but then, okay, let me study some more. And then a year later, I went to see one of my favorite metal bands.
Yeah.
And then I hung out with them like after the show, and I knew they were looking for a singer for a side project of the keyboard player. So I was like, "You sing?" And I said, like, I sang, and back then I was doing, some performing in some like tiny bars, stuff like
Yeah.
that. That was not a profession. I was working full time in a company as a translator. I was doing different things.
Yeah.
And I was modeling back then because that's how I started to pay for my college.
Okay.
And then, because I didn't think I was any good as a singer or good to record, to be out there. Like, I sang. If you want, I have like a demo. The demo was crap. The demo was crap. It was a cover of "You'll Follow Me Down" by Skunk Nancy. And I don't think I ever
Yeah.
told Linda this. So Skunk Nancy is always there. But then it was recorded by a friend of mine, not a professional. And it's like, here it is. And then next thing I know, they called me because their label liked it. And then I entered the band that I was a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Because together with their singer, because they were having an issue with the singer. And 6 months later, I was in my first tour in Japan.
Awesome. Sometimes you just win.
That's how random that was. And that's how I started recording albums, tour worldwide. And I was not prepared, totally not prepared. So, and that's why it's interesting for me, also like about, competitions on TV,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Because it's not that I'm against it, but I'm not against it because it gives you exposure, but
Yeah.
probably against, and let me know what you think. I'm against the process
Yeah.
of lack of support to the artist.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. And also, I have a big issue with that, especially in Sweden, it's such a small country, and everybody starts to believe now that the only way out in the music business is idols or the Eurovision, and people tend to forget that most people don't do those competitions first. They start like in the rehearsing and they start playing with their friends or start writing songs and producing at home now with the computers and the computer programs. So, and a lot of people tend to forget that there's actually, oh no, you have one winner of the idols, you have one Eurovision winner. That's two people. There's still a lot of other music going on in the world. So I mean, there's plenty of ways to get your career going. You might have to work a little longer, of course, because if you get the exposure from idols or The Voice or Eurovision, you climb 2 steps up the ladder probably, like exposure-wise. But that's not always necessarily the best thing either, because if you're doing a song that you're not feel that is truly you, and if you have a hit, and then the second song, what you gonna do then? You're gonna keep doing what you've been doing before, or you're gonna stay true to yourself. So it's gonna be like you have all these choices to make. But if you start with your own music, or maybe cover songs that you really like yourself, it's easier to stay true to yourself, I think. And I was lucky enough to, when I won The Voice, I had an A&R in Universal that he got that he could not put me in a box. He just he couldn't make, he couldn't.
Very good.
Yeah, he couldn't make he wouldn't make a pop star out of me. He knew that. So he sent me to a couple of producers, and because I'm a songwriter as well, so I write my own songs. And I tried co-writing a little bit in the beginning there, but we didn't get any good matches. So then I met with a couple of producers, 2 or 3 that didn't work out either. And he sent me to way up in the north in Sweden, Sundsvall, which is 9 hours from where I live now. It's up in the north. It's like 4 hours north of Stockholm. And a guy called Chris Rehn, fantastic guy. He produces Takida, he's in Takida, and a lot of other stuff. He's produced Europe, and yeah. So and we just clicked. Mm-hmm. So it was really awesome. And when we sent a couple of the demos to record label, they were really happy with my own song. So after that, they didn't try to push me to co-write anymore, which was good. And because he gave me so much slack, my A&R, he let me run loose and threw me in a room there with the producer and just like, go for it, guys, and let me know what happens. Instead of
That's
just like,
good. I mean, that's
yeah,
I would say like lucky, because most of the stories that I hear is like, especially when you sign to a major label, they tell you like, you gotta do this, you
yeah,
gotta do that, and as you mentioned, like they put you in a box,
yeah,
and first off, you're not like 100%, and you don't like it. Some maybe you do it because then you hope in a way, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna be able to make my own music. But
yeah,
then fortunately, once you start, I mean, it's not always that way, because there's an example of many artists, that went from like one genre, and they switch genre a little
right.
bit, but it's rare. And especially once you get inside that box, it's much more difficult to get out of it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Not you.
No, so as I was lucky in that way because I've heard other people that really try to micromanage, so to speak, and I was lucky enough to have an A&R that I think it also has to do with me, my personality, and my output, and the way I sing, and the songs I chose for the program, for the shows. Because that's also another thing I heard. The other guys that I was competing against, their coaches chose all their songs.
That's what I thought. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
that
chose my songs.
you
Nobody
did.
told me what to sing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And a funny story, the first live show, I sang a song called Electric Warrior by a band called Clutch, which is a hard blues rock, really song. And I chose that song, and before rehearsals, the music supervisor came to me and said, like, you can't sing this song. And I said, why? No, because it's prime time, family television, and nobody has ever heard of that band, have never heard that song. It's not going to be good TV. And I said, but it's a song I want to sing. It's a fucking great song. I'm going to let them hear it for the first time then. It's just like,
Yeah, like
well,
last minute.
and then Coach called me up and said, like, yeah, Ulf, the music producer says that you can't sing this song. And I told him, he's a really cool guy. He's a rapper, really hardcore. That was the only guy that I wanted as a coach, actually, because, yeah, he's always gone his own way, head held high, back straight. And I thought, like, I want to get some of that. So, and I told him I have to sing that song because, yeah, but they say you're gonna lose, you're gonna go out in the first round, and I said, well, if I'm gonna go with a fucking bang. Let me sing the song. He was like, I hear you, brother. I'm gonna fix this. 5 minutes later, he called me back. He said, I sorted it. You can sing whatever song you want. And
Okay.
after that show, the music producer came to me and told me I got the most votes ever for that song. That song that
Yeah,
I
because
tried to, yeah. So it
it's
was
something that you
awesome.
picked, and
I really
it
felt like
worked
singing
probably
it.
because
Is there something wrong with the connection? I think we have like a.
no, I think there was
No,
a
I hear you.
delay,
Yeah.
so I was waiting for. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was a little bit of a delay, so I was waiting for like things to
Yeah.
balance out. Yeah, so that's interesting. And what are your musical roots? So, because you were talking about, not putting yourself in a box, and what's the
Mhm.
music that you like, you know?
And when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, I used to listen a lot to 50s and 60s music. Like,
Hmm.
I can't even remember all the artists now. It was everything from Elvis Presley to the Monkees to the Searchers to some Beatles, some Stones, Animals, just like, especially the melancholic stuff. I always been a big fan of something bluesy, something soul-y, something melancholic, and not too much happy songs for me. So and then
Okay.
as I grew, yeah, I can't. No, I'm not really a happy pop song kind of guy. I'm not. So and then as I grew older, I started to listen to my first real house of gods were the Doors.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sold totally. So the Doors, Elvis Presley, B.B. King, and Wilson Pickett is a fantastic singer. So stuff like that. And of course, with harder rock as I grew older, Black Sabbath, favorite of mine.
Yeah, well, yeah, mine too. Some of my
Yeah.
favorites. And so, yeah, and talking about your own music, uh, I I hate in a way when, you know, I hear these questions like, what's your favorite song that you wrote? You know, because it sounds like, how can I pick a song, you know, that I wrote that I
Mm.
like? It's like they're your baby, you know? So, but
You're gonna ask me anyway.
when you, what's that?
But you're gonna ask me anyway.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not. No, because I hate it when they do that. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait. No, but but I'm gonna say. But what's your songwriting process to get to
Hmm.
your songs? You know, is it always the same, pretty much, or
Yeah,
does
it's
it
pretty
have?
much. No, it's more or less the same actually. It usually starts with me just like grabbing the guitar, making some coffee, sitting on the couch, and just start playing the guitar to see what kind of mood I'm in. And I usually realize quite quickly if I'm in the mood for writing or if I'm not. So it's like, because if I'm in the mood for writing, even just like a normal chord can sound like, wow, this sounds so fucking good, this chord. I never played this chord before. But then I look down, yeah, it's just a C major or something. It's like, oh, it sounds so good. And when I'm not in the mood, it sounds like crap. Anything I play is just like crap. So then I used to put the guitar away, or play for a bit more just to like challenge myself. But if I'm in the mood, I start playing the guitar and start fiddling around with some chords. Just like, you know, it's like a process. I'm like I'm tuning into the notes that the guitar is playing back to me. So I know what I'm playing, but I'm just like, I'm filtering my hands away. I'm listening to the music and filter it through my ears and through my heart. And then usually I get a feeling of something I want to say, or tell a story. And yeah, and then I develop, often sometimes I kind of, some lyrics comes up as well with
Mm-hmm.
the feeling. Because like I need to say this, and then I get maybe 2 or 3 lines, and then I start working with that. And sometimes the whole song is written in 15 minutes. Sometimes I have to record it in a voice memo so I don't forget it, and go back after 2 or 3 days, listen if it was any good. If it was, I pick up the guitar again and try to work on it. So, but it usually starts more or less the same.
Okay. Do you ever get that inspiration where you're like maybe driving in the car and like, fuck, I gotta stop because something came into my mind and I don't know, just grab a phone or record something that way you don't forget?
And no, not really. No,
No.
no.
Okay.
It actually happened 3 days ago. I was in the car. Linda was driving, and I just had like two lines of lyrics that popped up in my head. But that's really not common at all. It almost never happens. I actually, I actually think I have to sit with the guitar and
Hmm.
work myself into the mojo.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And yeah, because it's for me, for the stuff that I wrote, for instance, it has to be spur of the moment to where like
Yeah.
I'm in the car and like several times I was with my at that time boyfriend. He was driving and I was like, stop and get out of the car. Because I gotta grab my phone.
Get the fuck out of the car!
No, and the first time he was like, what the is wrong with this person? And then because I need to be by myself and
Yeah.
just if it's most of the time it's like a vocal melody and then I just need to say it on my phone that way I don't
Yeah.
forget. But I don't want anyone around to listen because it's I don't know, I feel that no one has to listen to the stuff before it's ready
No, no,
for
no,
me.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
especially, I don't know how you do it. If do you have lyrics directly, or do you just like vocalize, like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah? You
I
sound like
do
you have a
that.
brain damage, and nobody should hear that shit.
Yeah, no, no. And most of the time it's that, and then and maybe some words that make some sort of sense here and there. And those are probably the words and the lyrics that are gonna stay because it's
Mm,
like they're stuck in my head and they go with that note or with that chord. It's like I cannot change it. I try to change it.
yeah,
Sometimes I'm like, you know, when I read the lyrics, I'm like, no, I'm saying too much about myself in these lyrics and I don't want to. But
Mm-hmm.
I try to force the process, but then I just sing it again. It's like when, with some changed lyrics and it doesn't work out, I have to change it back.
Yeah.
So
Usually the first feeling is the right feeling. Usually.
yeah, and it doesn't sound right, and especially, and that's what, kind of going back to, not to the voice, but in general, to singing competitions. Um, it's it's hard when someone tells you, so to speak, what to do and what not, and that's, and what you said about being free to choose your own song
Yeah.
on the show, and that paid off as well.
Yeah.
And also, with the label and stuff like that. So, obvious question, like, let's say tomorrow they come to you with a record deal that you almost cannot say no to,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to change your style, your songwriting and stuff like that. What would you say?
No.
No. Makes sense.
Probably.
No, that's what I was expecting.
Of course. I mean, I'm not saying I have to write. I have to sing only my own songs. I mean, if like there's a lot of songwriters I look up to, and if one of them would offer me a song that's really cool, I would sing it definitely.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. No, you have to
but not
love it.
like if an A&R would come to me and said like, Ulf, you have to do electro pop now, electronic pop, and we're gonna cut your hair, and yeah, here's a record deal for $1 million. I would say no. I would turn it down.
Yeah.
No question.
No, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to say, my bass player just like dropped in and said,
Yeah.
"Don't forget Steve Vai, brother."
Yeah, I saw that, and I wanted.
Yeah, he's probably back. We had a discussion some years ago about if Steve Vai had a lot of feeling when he was playing the guitar, or if he didn't. And we had a couple of beers and we discussed it for an hour. And now
Yeah.
Steve Vai is a great guitarist. So we just thought that was a lot of fun. I think that's what he's referring to. So I just acknowledge him there.
Yeah, yeah, and those connecting. If you guys have questions for Ulf, again, if we like them, we're gonna answer. If not,
Yeah.
I know one is asking question because, like, okay, no, but seriously, if you have some questions, please feel free, or some comments, because we're going freestyle. It's not. I didn't prepare anything to ask you. I'm just kind of going with the flow, freestyle. Because that's, I guess, it's the way it's supposed to be, because otherwise it'd be static.
It's not your first rodeo.
What's that?
It's not your first rodeo. You've done this before. You're not like totally. I can tell you. It's like you have the questions prepared. They pop up in your head, and you ask them. I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't prepare. I didn't prepare anything. I have nothing here other than a bottle of water. That I'm thirsty, but I can't drink the water. I'm probably just gonna do this in a second. Because I mean, you have the mug, but.
And I'm sitting here with the big mug, just like, yeah, whatever.
No, that's fine, but I forgot the mug somehow. Yeah, no, and going first, and us women, I'm saying like us women, we have no problem talking.
I'm not gonna agree with that. I'm gonna say no comment.
You're gonna say no. That's smart.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there's more women or men here. It's like, okay, my audience is usually more men related, so they're probably gonna say yes, go for it. But then women are probably gonna disagree, and I'm sure they would too.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of my followers here. I know on Spotify it's more or less 50-50, the listeners, male and female. I don't know the demographics on Instagram or Facebook. It's probably more or less 50-50 there as well, I think, because
you need to check your insights.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, ask Linda to show you.
Yeah. I will tomorrow.
Yeah, or we have. I saw Beatrice the social media manager was connecting here before. I don't know if she's still here, but she can say like, just check your insights. But that's talking about insights. Just a question popped up.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with social media?
I'm here. No, the thing is,
I'm just gonna have water. I'm sorry because I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Now, social media is, I don't know, I'm biased. I think on one hand, I think it's a cool platform. I mean, there's a lot of cool things going on, and you can interact with people. And but the thing is, as an artist, I'm speaking from myself now as an artist. It's the pressure it puts on you. I think it can be choking sometimes. It can really choke you because if you keep hearing, yeah, you have to get the numbers up, and you have to, how many followers do you have? And I say, oh, fuck, how many followers do I have? I'm a badass live artist. I write great songs. I'll sing your head off, and put me on stage and I'll show you. No, we only have so and so many followers. So like, but how about building a career? How about the music comes first and then the followers come? That's the kind of issue I have with that, because maybe I'm a bit too old school. I don't know. I think the music comes first. You write good songs that people want to hear, and then you earn their love and their loyalty, and you pour your heart out to them, so they know that they can trust you. And well, that's at least how I would like it to work. But I know that a lot of
Yeah.
people ask me, how many followers do you have and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's, yeah, I realize it's a fact, but I'm not really surrendering to it yet.
Yeah, you know what the thing is, and I kind of see both sides of the coin,
Yeah.
because I, I cannot say I was an artist. Once an artist, you're always an artist. It's not like I was a singer. I still sing for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
If I release something, I do it for myself.
Yeah.
So it's not that you stop being an artist. So as an artist perspective, yes, I'm like 100% with you. From a music manager and label owner
Yeah.
and whatnot, it's like there's a whole, and we could sit and talk about this for like hours, and I'm not going to do that, people, don't worry. but but from that perspective, it's unfortunate, but especially these days, that artists want to go worldwide, and that like
Mm.
music is worldwide, especially if you sing in English.
Mm.
It's like the only metrics for A&R, for managers to see how much audience an artist can gather. And
Mm.
that translates into, okay, if I set up a show for this artist, am I going to go broke or
Mm.
break
Yeah.
even, or am I going to make money? And the
Yeah.
thing is, when you go into the business side of things, people want to make money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not for, because us as artists, we're that way. Like, we would sing for nothing if we hadn't, to pay our bills, and live
Yeah.
off music. I got ripped off so many times by managers, when I was, and that's why I decided, like, okay, this is something is not working. I need to, do something for people. I got ripped off money so many times, so much
Mm.
money, because I didn't care. I just wanted to sing, and I, in
Yeah.
front of the audience, I didn't even know how much I was making. It's, they would get, I'm serious.
Yeah.
They would. It's also back then. It sounds like I'm so old, but we're talking about the early 2000.
Mm.
So when you're an artist, and most artists that I know, it's like you would sing and work for nothing because you love it so much.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once you want to make it, a job, like a full-time job, and also other people in the industry, that's their job. And so it's like numbers need to match. And especially these days, to where like anyone can be an artist, so to speak. Anyone, since MySpace, anyone is a musician.
Yeah.
Anyone can have their own home studio,
Mm.
and record their own song. Sometimes you can even have great sound, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a following. That doesn't necessarily mean. So it's I always see both sides, and the reason why I I push a lot on social media, you know, probably.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that someone's soul can come out of social media, you know.
Hmm.
And I do believe that there's a way of doing things as a musician without selling your soul to the devil, so to speak.
Yeah.
You just have to find your way in something that makes you true to yourself. But you gotta test
Yeah.
things out.
But I think the dangerous thing is when the social media overpowers the music side. When you focus like, you have to get the numbers up, you have to do this and do this, and what about you have to write songs? What about you have to get more work with producers? You know what I mean? Just like as an artist, when you feel like that you have to get the numbers up to get your music out, instead of get your music out and then get the numbers up. You know what I mean? It's like, because I believe if you have like, and that's what I mean about the the record labels, the major companies, that they have so much money that they could actually build careers instead of just like pick. I understand it's business, just like I wish it was different.
Yeah,
I
I know.
understand, of course. Yeah, their job is to make money, of course, and but sometimes I just wish there would be people that actually do it for the love of music, also.
Yeah, there's people in the industry also, you know, in major labels that they do it for music.
Yeah.
It's I met some of them. It's not that common,
Mm.
unfortunately. But then there's people for which like music is always like the main thing, but sometimes you're you're like, and I was telling yesterday with Linda about this thing. It's like for even like for a manager or a label or anyone, when you pitch your artist and the first question you pitch your artist and you know you did a great pitch, you
Mm.
know, and they listen to the songs and they say like these are great songs, and then
Mm.
they ask you the numbers on Spotify. Why is
Mm.
this song having like half a million plays
Mm.
instead of this having, and when they go into numbers and you're like, why? I mean, do you need to ask me why? I mean, because you know there's a different ways this was released before, but then
Because probably that artist hasn't got any backup yet. That's what I mean. It's like he or she just needs somebody to lift them up. If the songs are great, the artist is great, the look is there, the songs are there, but the numbers are not there. But the material is good. Lift that poor bastard up. That's what I mean.
but that's something that rarely happens these
I
days,
know. I
and
know.
that's what I mean, because because in a way it's you know it's a problem of demand of like, let's music is a product, it's
Mm.
art, but it's
Mm.
also a product. So if you have lower demand or even high demand, but the demand is stayed the same. I mean, there's only a number of hours that each one of us can listen to music each day, but there are
Yeah.
so many more artists, because that's the problem, you know. In a way,
Yeah.
technology created this problem. So right now we're facing an issue that we need to be on social media, we need to be technology oriented because technology built this
Yeah.
type of reality. But then it's like, especially if you have talent, you don't want to be left out just because you don't want to do something.
No.
So artists are like, I remember in the MySpace times, so a long time ago, there were something like 5 million bands on MySpace.
Hmm.
If we think about right now, I would say 50 million. I don't know. I mean, on all social media, there's artists coming
Yeah.
up, and I'm taking, you know, everyone, even from the non-experienced to the big ones. And so, how can you decide which ones, you know, in this whole
Yeah.
chaos of things, which one is gonna make you money? Because also, it's not only about the, but it's also about the mentality, the mindset of the person, you know. So there's so many factors, and that's why label representatives are going that way and saying, and I'm not saying this is right, I'm just saying that that's the way it is. I mean,
Yeah.
So they go with like, okay, this person has a lot of followers. This is the easy way. There's already an audience. You know,
Hmm.
that's the way they see it. Is it right? Of course not. But I don't want my artist to be left out of the game because if I work with an artist, I believe he or she is talented. So
Hmm.
and that's my perspective. Like, let's stay ahead of the game and suck it up, you know, in a way. If because if we want to do this, we're just gonna break walls at some point. But I see your point. I'm
But I
just
understand what you're saying. Just, I think there's, I mean, I'm not stupid. Of course, I'm trying a little bit to play the game, so to speak, with social media. I try to be, I'm not very active, but now it's really hard to be active, I think, because I don't have enough live shows, live gigs, and that's the big thing for me. The live shows, the live gigs, and when I can post like pictures, so I can meet fans and I can like for sound check and stuff. I'm not a kind of guy that shows off outfits or film when I'm cooking or here's the recipe of the day or look here. It's just like for me, it's more about music and maybe some health. I don't know. I like to work out and I like to take care of myself and eat healthy food and I like to have a beer. So some picture of that, and but I think for me, it's a big difference the way you talk about it. If somebody says to me, you have to get the numbers up, or if somebody says to me, yeah, we're going to work on the music and we're going to work on your numbers. You know, it's just like, because sometimes when I hear people talk, when I hear record labels talk about it, that's the only focus. And that's really killing the inspiration. But if they tell me there's like, yeah, keep on writing songs and we work on the social media also, you know what I mean? Just like, so we're going two fronts, just like,
yeah. But
boom.
here's the you know what the thing is. If someone comes to you and tells you that you need to raise your numbers on social media, it means that they already know that the songs are there. You see what I mean? So it's like, because it's like, I know you're going to write songs and I know you're going to write great songs. Because if I
Mm,
tell you, like, if a label signs you, they know you have the song. So it's like, they don't worry about that. They know you're going to do it.
mm,
It's like they come in to fill in the gaps, so to speak, you know, of what they think. Because like, you have songs, you know, you're gonna write them. We know you're gonna, you know, that's type of mentality. Also, I have to say this against the music industry. There's always this thing of um, it's like we're always looking for something that is lacking, you know, instead of saying like, yes, this is great, there's always something like, okay, this is great, but,
mm-hmm.
you know, because it's a highly competitive
Yeah.
industry. So there's good and bad. I love the music industry, but I hate it as well. No, I'm serious, but I love music so much that I want to be in it.
Yeah.
And I love to see some people that I work with succeed. And even though it's not my product, but it's like it's something of my own, and it's like we're bringing something to people. We're
Yeah.
serving people, you know,
Yeah.
and that's
Totally.
and that's the whole message. And that's why I would never work with an artist that says stuff in their songs that I don't agree with, you know,
Hmm.
because to me, a singer songwriter is like he or she is a messenger.
Yeah.
And some people write poems, some people write books, and some people, you know, sing, act, and
Yeah.
that's the way
That's
to me.
what we do. That's what we bring to the world, and that's why we're here, and that's why we can't stop either. I mean, even if I haven't played a live show in a year now, but I'm not stopping. I'm still writing. I'm still singing. I'm just like counting the days till I can get back on the road and sing to people again because I know how much music means to me. I mean, when I feel bad or I feel sad or I'm happy, I put music on. If I'm gonna have a beer, I put music
Yeah,
on. If I'm gonna work out, I put music on.
yeah,
And I mean, if I can make people feel 1% of what I feel when I listen to music, I could do it for the rest of I will do it for the rest of my life. I mean, why wouldn't I? Music is that's the reason we're here. I think that's the universal language. Everybody understands it. There's no race. There's no color. There's no gender. There's no political. Yeah, of course you have
yeah,
like political
right.
gender. I mean, if you listen to music, just like music transcends everything. I mean, me and Linda talked about that because we played a lot, and sometimes you play with musicians for the first time because you fly in and you have a band there and you play with the musicians there, and after you played a couple of songs together, you're friends for life. You would never
Oh,
argue with that person. You feel
yeah.
like you know them on a different level, and that's because of music. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and especially the type of relationship that you have with people in music, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's much deeper
Yeah.
than a type of relationship that you have with someone else. That it's like we speak like two different languages, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, for example, Linda and I talk about this like all the time. We never met yet, but it's
No.
like we have some sort of connection, you know. Sometimes
Yeah.
we're like, oh, I thought about, oh yeah, and that's because of music, you
Yeah.
know. Well, maybe it's something else, maybe getting along, you know, as characters, behaviors, I don't know. But then it's music, and also because, you know, when when you're done with the show, and you know, you sit down with a beer or whatever, you hang out, the type of conversation that you have sometimes are deep, you
Yeah.
know, because people think that musicians are just like, hey, thinking about getting laid and doing this and doing that. No, sometimes it's conversations about Steve,
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah. Yeah.
but even if it's not music, sometimes you find yourself talking to a total stranger about something about your childhood or
Yeah.
something, you know. So that's connecting. And Shirley here is saying music is the answer. Yes, girl, it is.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to read comments. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Dana. Hey, Donna. Yeah, she's from Sweden.
Yes.
Yeah, getting
So
back to social media stuff. I mean, just like I have to say that maybe I'm a bit like I'm not anti. I'm just like I'm finding it difficult because when you hear get the numbers up, and of course I would if I knew how to. So I mean that's like maybe that's an aspect of it also. A lot of artists don't know how to do it. They just hear like get the numbers up, and it's like how? And it's like and I think about I have to write better songs. I have to I have to sing better. I have to look better. I have to I don't know, but yeah. Maybe just like a thing to get used to, and the business looked different 50 years ago is going to look different 50 years from now, and yeah, you
I mean,
just
if you look at kids right now, and here's the thing about, you know, the like new musician, like 16, 18-year-old,
yeah,
they were born with their phone.
yeah,
So they do film themselves
yeah,
all the time.
yeah,
Yeah. And there's nothing, and it's always, and it's going to be more and more. So for them, showing themselves like cooking, doing this, doing that, it's not a problem because it's like they do it, you know, among friends. So if they do it with their friends, we might as well do it for, you know, a couple more
yeah,
people on on social media. And of course, we were born in a different thing, but I don't know. There's something about social media that fascinates me. You know, just
mm-hmm.
about social media because
Mm,
it is a form of communication, regardless.
yeah,
And
but,
I think there's an overuse, of course. I do think there's an overuse. Sometimes it's like healthy to step away from your phone and social media for a day or two.
yeah,
But then I saw businesses growing out of nothing just through good content on social media.
yeah,
And that's scary, but interesting in a
yeah,
way.
for sure.
So I know we talked a lot about social media, but then we just got caught up. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little talk. We didn't forget about you. It's just that well, there's a lot to talk about. And by the way, if you guys have some questions for Ulf, he's here to answer. I'm not going to say he's not.
Yeah, I would answer them.
He's going to answer. If
Yeah,
you have questions for me, sure, I will answer. Otherwise, we will slowly go towards, you know, wrapping things up. And oh, intressant. If you want, I can read it in Swedish, but it's probably better that you read it, Ulf.
oh. Tack Annika. Thank you, Annika. Interesting to listen to you too. You see
Tack
the
så
comment as
mycket.
well?
Yes, yeah,
Ah, good.
tack så mycket.
Mille grazie.
Mille grazie. Jag pratar lite svenska.
Ja, du är duktig.
I studied.
Wow.
I studied Swedish in college.
All right. Cool.
Because I fell in love with Sweden.
With Sweden or a Swedish guy? No, with Sweden.
No, with Sweden. There was
No.
not a Swedish guy. I know when I say, all the people that I talk, whenever I say I studied Swedish,
Yeah.
they like, you had a Swedish boyfriend. I was like,
Yeah.
no. I was in Sweden looking, and then we ended up recording in Stockholm for an album. We went to New York. But there was this producer, metal producer, etc. And then Stockholm is the city where I took a life-changing decision for my life. I decided to pursue music, and I quit my day jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I decided to study Swedish as and also
Go Sweden!
yeah, go Sweden. And so yeah, and I like the language. I know whenever I tell Linda, like, I think it's a very nice and cool language, she looks at me like,
Yeah.
really?
I don't know really.
It sounds fun. It has a fun, cute sound.
Yeah, it might have. I don't know. I want to think about the Muppet Show. The Swedish cook, the Swedish chef. You know the Muppets?
Yeah. No, it's not that. That is a little bit more. Hopefully, I don't have any Finnish friends connecting. That Finnish of that sound. Swedish, I don't know. It sounds like a happy language, and I know most people think Italian is so cool. You know, as a language.
It's like it's elegant. Tutte le penne, nelle pasta, fricadelle, espresso, andiamo. Molto bene.
Yeah, but there's nothing elegant about this.
Yes, it is. Pasta fazool. It's elegant, you hear? Pensare una cosa molto interessante. Pensare.
Shirley is laughing because Shirley is Italian.
Yeah. Allora.
Annika is saying, do you think the music industry will change after Corona? Do you answer, Ulf, or do I answer?
I can answer first, and then you can fill in if you. I think it already has changed. I think some of it is going to stay. We're not sure what's going to go with the live shows. They're going to open up in one way, I think, but I think live streaming and connecting via the internet is here to stay in one way or the other, which is cool in many ways. And the rest, we will see. What do you think, Yara?
Agree 100%. It has already changed. Yes. Whether we like it or not, and streaming is coming here, and I'm reading a lot and keeping updated on new trends, you know, and there's so many virtual platforms, and they're already doing shows, and those are pretty cool, actually. I mean, they're big budget, but shows with avatars, like virtual, like real virtual reality. But at the same time, I think, though, concerts are going to come back, and they're going to come back big. Because concerts are going to resume, people are going to be so hungry for live shows, you know, and it's like, we got to be prepared as, like, myself as a manager and musicians, to be busy, you know, on the live front. And on one way. On the other, unfortunately, I don't know, over there in Sweden, Italy is a disaster, and US as well. Sometimes some clubs close down for good.
Yeah.
There's not going to be as many places to play. So the problem is, everyone wants to tour. There's a lot of demand, but then the problem is going to be places. So I see a lot of summer stuff going on, you know, open air, that type of stuff. But live music is going to come back, and it's going to be a boom. Like, I can wait. Talking about numbers, I cannot wait to see. Hopefully it's going to be, if not this year, but next year. And it's not going to be like 2023 or something. The numbers of that live shows are going to generate worldwide, it's going to be crazy.
You think so? Even though the venues are closed down? Because when I heard you saying that a lot of clubs are closed down now, I felt like it's going to be like how do you call it, devalue, like a decrease in how much the band can charge for a gig, because it's going to be a competition just to play. So the club owner is going to say like, well, 2 years ago you got 50,000 euros. This year you get 5,000 euros because I have 400 more bands over here that wants to play.
But here's the thing: there's a way to do it, and that's why I'm starting now.
Yeah.
In advance.
Yeah.
Booking shows for 2023.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone.
Exactly.
Don't tell you guys connecting here. Don't tell anyone.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
So just book in advance, set up your price, and make sure that you're on that venue on that day, and let's try to do that. But also, I believe also the venues that are going to be open are probably want to be open, maybe before they were open just on weekends, and maybe now they're going to be open more because they want to just try to make more money.
Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, all weekdays, like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, yeah.
So, there's going to be some people that are going to be scared to go out for a while, I think, somehow. But then I believe like whenever like the vaccine or like whenever they're going to reopen things, it's going to be madness. In a way, I cannot wait for that.
No.
But it kind of scares me in a way. Just because it's going to be like another change, I'm not talking the music industry, but for life in general.
Yeah, it is.
We're witnessing some big changes in our lives in general.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go with philosophy right now.
Let's stick to music.
Yeah, let's stick to music. So I think miss live music.
Who doesn't? Oh man. Jag också, Annika.
Weeks ago, I was dreaming of that I was at a concert. Like, one of those packed concerts.
Yeah.
You feel the sweat of people. And normally I don't like that.
No.
You sticky, just stay away from me. But then right now, that would be awesome.
You will go for it right now, yeah. For sure.
I can't wait. I have some of my booking friends, booking agent friends that they booked for they moved everything to 2022, and they're like, "Are you going to come to this show?" Like, you don't understand. I'm just going to come to as many shows as I physically can.
Yeah.
Considering that I still have to work, I still have to sleep, I still have, but you have no idea. Be into live music until I can't anymore.
Totally.
So, well, this was fun, Ulf. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did, actually. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, Moon Motion just connected. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, good morning. Yeah, I just show off whatever it is.
You should, yeah. I flashed my Italian before. Buonasera. Yes, you have to. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I'm just like, I'm doing my sweet Italian here.
No. As long as you don't say pizza, mandolino, pasta, we don't feel offended.
What's that?
Well, especially in the US, you say Italian, the first thing that they say, they're like, pizza, mandolino, pasta, spaghetti.
Okay.
Okay, there's more to Italy than that.
Yeah.
Like fashion.
No. Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, all right, this was cool. I think we can wrap this up. I don't know. I don't have a watch in front of me, so I don't know how long I think we went for a decent amount.
I have no idea. It's been fun.
Yeah, so.
Who cares how long it's been? It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, who cares? So thanks a lot, Ulf, for connecting and answering my questions and talking about music and, just kind of like brainstorming, on this whole thing. And thanks a lot to anyone who connected. What I'm going to do, I'm going to save this live stream so people can, and I'm going to post it later and share. That way people can, rewatch it because, different time zones and and things. So this, if I don't mess anything up, this thing is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
All right.
want to say thank you so much for having me, Chiara. It's been a real pleasure meeting you.
Yes.
Uh, I've heard your voice before, and I've seen your face, but I never talked to you like this. So, and looking forward to see you in May. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
Me too. Me too. I cannot wait. I can't wait to. It's gonna be my first travel in more than a year,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
for me is crazy because
yeah,
I'm playing every single month at
yeah.
least. So it's gonna be weird.
It's
I'm
gonna be
definitely
awesome.
gonna celebrate. There's something to celebrate. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks again, and
Thank you
enjoy
very
the
much.
rest of your evening.
So, how do I just sign out, or what, do you close
I'm,
it down?
I'm just gonna close everything, and I'm just gonna sign you up.
All
Speechless.
right. Sign me off.
Thanks again. You take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Anyone watching? Bye.